All right, it's time for the #1 Friday night podcast that usually happens sometimes all about Star Citizen at least once a month. That's right, it's the SpaceBro show. With tonight's super amazing guests, BusterTheDestoryer, TheFew, and good friend of the show, Jay Calvin. And you know me, I'm Itachi, and yes, I'm here on Friday. Surprise! And we'll get right into it. I had to load that song during the last 5 seconds. I was like, crap, I thought it was there. I went to the sample button, it was empty. I was like, no, where is it? So we got it in there, we got it down, and here we are. So, ready to do a SpaceBro show. So, thank you guys so much for coming. Obviously, I talked to Buster last week. It's like, oh, come on the show. She was like, heck yeah. So, Buster, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Luke, TheFew, he told me he'd be on earlier today. Last minute got in there. I was like, yes, we got Luke. And then Jay, I think it was about 45 minutes before the show went live. I was like, Jay, you want to come on? And he's like, heck yeah. And so there we go. And that's how the inner workings of the SpaceBro show work dynamically. So there you go. Pretty easy mode for us. Excellent. So we're going to go around the room. We'll say hi to everybody, ask them how their week's been, and find out what they've been doing in the verse lately. So we'll start, of course, with Buster. So why don't you tell us about your week? How have you been? What's been going on? And how's your gameplay been?
Week's been pretty good. I ended up canceling Tuesday stream just because my sleep schedule's been really out of whack. Part of that's to do with the fact that I have been binging The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel ridiculously, and I am in love with that show. It's so good. I'm sorry. I've already finished it. It's amazing.
Isn't this 3 seasons? You finished 3 seasons?
Yes.
Wow, that's power move there. I'm a binger. I'm a binger too, and that's a power move there. That's good.
The addiction is real, but yeah, Wednesday play Pulsar with Astropub, Locan Plays, a few others, and Spazzy McGee, and Moonbase, and then last night I played Star Citizen for the first time this week, and that was a lot of fun. I ran trucks.
Ooh.
I did the
living on the wild side.
Yeah, and I didn't get caught.
There you go.
But other than that, doing pretty good. And biggest thing that's going on, at least for me over the weekend, is TSMR, which has been our new Star Trek campaign. Like, we're playing Star Trek Adventures, which is like Star Trek Dungeons and Dragons on Astropub stream, and we're playing that tomorrow. It's called Star Trek Vasquez, and it's a lot of fun. I play a Klingon, of course. I mean, who would have guessed?
I actually caught part of that last week's deal. I think it was last week. Yeah, it was last week's deal. And I caught right there where you were really excited about how much everybody loves Myers makeup.
Oh yeah, and I was like, I mean, I've been saying this since he started doing it. Like, he's gonna get somebody pregnant looking like that. Like he looks great.
Yeah.
But I was also like, I've been doing my makeup this whole time. Like, come on.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
What was he? What was his character?
Vulcan. His character's Vulcan.
I figured I was gonna guess.
Yeah, he's playing. He actually is the captain. He's Captain Secure. I am.
The few times I've interacted with Meyer, he seems like he would play a perfect Vulcan.
Literally, before we made our characters, like Paul was like, if I know Meyer, he's gonna play a Vulcan. Yeah. He was right on the money.
That suits him very well. And just like I said during that episode, I was like, I think a lot of the reason the focus was on Meyer's makeup is because you do such a good job and you do it consistently on your makeup as a Klingon, and we've seen it several times. I think that's why people are like, oh yeah, she does the thing. It's there. It's just like if somebody had like, if somebody had like a studio makeup artist come in, they're always at these cosplay events and they do all this really high-end gear, and then you see somebody else come in there that they've never done anything like that before. They're going to probably compliment the person that hasn't done it, rather than the professional.
And he did excellent for being, I don't know how experienced he is with makeup or not, but he did really good.
Yeah.
I've given him a few tips too. I've told him some of the old drag queen tips that I know. So with eyebrows. So
Perfect.
we'll see if that.
So
pans
we'll
out.
expect this week the drag queen Vulcan to appear. It'll be perfect. It'll be a whole twist.
Maybe not that far, but you know, their makeup tips go beyond drag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Excellent. Well, that sounds like a good week so far.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm just really excited. I'm really excited for tomorrow.
I actually canceled my stream last night. I did about an hour and a half, and I was so tired because I actually played Stellaris for the first time this past week, and so I got totally addicted to it, and I played for 48 hours straight. And I came on the stream the next day, and I was like, "Hey guys!" And after about an hour, it's like, "I can't do this anymore. I need to go to bed." I was like,
"Hey guys, bye guys."
Yeah, I was just like, "Nah." We wrapped it up and all. So I feel you on the tiredness. Sometimes we binge or we play too much, and then we're like, yeah, we gotta get some sleep.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, you will always have my heart. Oh my god.
I haven't watched this series yet. I have it queued up.
Watch it.
I will.
Watch it.
I will.
So good.
Preferably not when I have a rough stream schedule, though. So we'll make sure we don't do that. All right. Let's go over to Jay. Jay, how's your week been? Same question. Want to know what you've been up to? How's your week been? What have you been up to? Doing stuff in game things. Stuff.
Yeah, well, my week's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Been helping out some real life friends of mine with, doing some music and doing some martial arts.
Cool.
I help with a local academy, so been doing that. In-game wise, I was able to jump on the PTU before it went live Wednesday night to experiment with the Carrack, and let me tell you, that thing being in development 5 years, definitely well worth the wait. I know you're planning to do a giveaway. What is it, this weekend?
Yeah, tomorrow's the draw day on that, actually.
Yeah, and I'm like, I was telling Matachi when he was like half asleep on his stream yesterday that I'm gonna pass because I love the Carrack, but it's my in-game ship. I'm just gonna it's what I want to work towards in Star Citizen, and and I just spent like Wednesday night talking about how the 3D modeling and how they talked about how changing the changing the character to fit the metrics, and sometimes the extra I sometimes read the forums about the metrics, and I'm like, well, they want to make sure that the character can actually move inside the ship, so that might
and you want to make sure it can move through wherever they have planned for the jump points and everything else. And and as we've learned as we looked at the Carrack, sometimes the metrics don't tell the whole story, right? Getting in the ship, seeing the environment, seeing how they've used that space sometimes speaks volumes to like what they're capable of doing outside of like people worrying about how much cargo does it hold, or whatever. So, but awesome, man. Sounds like you had a great week. Let's go over to Luke, TheFew. What have you been up to, my friend?
Streaming and things. I've actually been getting back into a pretty good schedule.
Nice.
I've been playing a reasonable amount of Conan though as well lately. I've gotten back into that. I like Conan. So might be playing on 2 different servers though. I'm not sure yet. But then Star Citizen. Let's see. I've been so I have a good friend. Become good friends with a streamer that I met, Otterpop, and so I've been showing her around as Star Citizen. She's been playing on a medium regular basis, and I've been hanging out with a lot with Shadowkin, and we've just been goofing off.
Cool.
But it's always fun to show new people the verse. So
absolutely.
So that's been a lot of fun. And then of course just Carrack this, Carrack that, jumping cars into Carracks, like shooting like rocket launchers in Carracks. I don't know, just anything you can do with a Carrack, I guess, which is normal for everybody. I mean, most people are Carracking it up, right? So
absolutely.
That's been a lot of fun. Just like fun group play.
Which for me, as you know, is like that's what it's all about, the group play. You got to have that.
Yeah.
That's why we backed the game. We wanted to play in groups. We want to do multi-crew, and that makes it the most fun for us. So it might not be for everybody, but that's why I love this game. And I just, the more they get involved with that, right? And the more they get multi-crew online, which hopefully we'll see full multi-crew online by sometime next year after they get done with this year and the Squadron 42 focuses and stuff. That's what I'm waiting for. I mean, that's really what we're waiting for. We want our buddies to be in the co-pilot seats, not standing beside them because there's nothing they can do with them, right? So
yeah. So I don't know like how much you've like played around with the Carrack,
oh my
but
God,
but the other day, we were in the Carrack and we were shooting the back power plant. You know the module.
mm-hmm.
Like there's a thing in the back.
Yeah,
You can shoot that with like your guns, and it will damage it, and then you'll fall to the sky, because when you blow it up,
it takes your
like,
engines out.
yeah, your engine's there.
Yeah.
Your ship is useless. Yeah, it was really
Yep.
fun. So there already is an aspect of component-driven gameplay in the Carrack. I'm
Yep.
not sure if you can shoot that with bullets from outside the ship or anything.
I think that in the newer ships they do have a lot of the piping in, but I think until we get the server meshing in, it's still the outside won't talk to the inside. So I think you have to shoot it from the inside, like what you guys
yeah,
did.
maybe or something.
right
Yeah,
now.
but it's still kind of cool.
It's super neat to know the physicality's there for that already. So it's just a matter of like one more tech level, one more tech level, one more tech level.
Well, I don't think they have like any of the rest of it in. It's kind of like a test, I think, probably for some of the like way they want to do it in the future or something.
Probably.
But it's pretty cool. Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. So this week in Star Citizen, they had the beautiful inside Star Citizen.
Okay.
Which mostly I don't feel like we really got new information, but we definitely got a little bit. They've been doing sneak peeks about 3.9 with some of the environments we're going to see. They also obviously are still focusing on the Carrack quite a bit and all the potential there. I'm really excited for 3.9. We're kind of going to move towards that a little bit more in the conversation, but I do want to talk a little bit about some of the environmental stuff we've seen, some of the moons we've seen there, and how you guys feel about like the elements that they have coming in that they've shown precursors to 9. Like, what do you feel about the environments? Do you feel like it's more of the same? Do you feel like they're dynamically different? And if so, how or why or anything? What do you think about like coming on as far as environments in 3.9? Like, how do you feel like that's going to change from what we have right now, or do you feel like it's really not? So, go ahead.
I think that the most interesting aspect of 3.9 is the moons. Obviously around Microtech. Microtech was a planet, I believe, designed out of version 4 Planetech, so it is already quite a beautiful planet.
Yeah.
And I think the moons around Microtech will be the first moons that we see that were designed and built from the ground up on Planetech V4. So I think that we're gonna see kind of like the best version possible of what moons can be, at least as of current tech. So that's going to be kind of cool, because all the other moons, which have been reworked as part of Planetech V4, weren't really reworked from the ground up. I don't think they were ever like, okay, let's see what we can do, how far we can push this moon based on the new tech. So I expect the moons of Microtech to be maybe not like magnitudes better, but like marginally better than maybe the moons that we're used to. So we'll see.
I think I would agree with pretty much everything that you just said, because I'm really excited to see these moons, because one, they're named after the 3 muses of Apollo. Euterpe being my favorite, and who is of, I believe, lyric poetry, the muse of lyric poetry. And but like I remember they kind of like indicated that these moons would sort of also be icy and like snowy. Or, if I'm correct.
Cold, yeah. No, they're mostly cold.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that like the moons are going to also sort of have a like similarity to the planet itself. And I wonder if that's going to continue to be like a bit of a trend going forward, that like, okay, this is a hot planet, so all the moons are going to be really hot. Like, it makes sense when you're making a new system. If like the planet's hot, then maybe the moons are hot too. And I'm sorry for the dogs next door. But I am very excited, because I feel like the fact that I remember in the ISC, they specifically mentioned that the 2 guys working on these 3 moons took a month to do it. Whereas before it would take them a lot longer, and they, like they could each basically do a moon and a half. Whereas before it took the 2 of them a whole month just to make 1 moon. Yeah. So I'm excited for the speed increase that's about to happen, and how we might be getting I just hope like this is going to be a big year for Star Citizen if
Mhm.
they keep this pace up, and I really hope that they keep this momentum going.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's really cool to see that they're, not taking away from quality, but increasing the speed. And we talk a lot about how much faster they're able to do stuff with the tools, but for those people that aren't in the game or involved with the game that watch us later or anything, I really want to highlight the fact that the quality is only staying the same or getting better every time, and they're increasing the speed of development, which is really impressive because you don't see that in many games. Usually, it's like they hit a flow, and here it is. This is how
Mhm.
fast it takes to develop it, and that's why their projections are really accurate. In our game, it seems like they do things faster, so we add more shit. And that's the thing. And I say we because there's never been a case. I've seen, we see the outliner complaints when there's more, say, oh, I didn't care about that. Why we got to add that? But majority of the community, everything that Chris or anybody shows that, hey, we're going to add this, we're all like, hell yeah, let's do that. And,
Yeah.
and I think that's it's kind of odd for a gaming community to be that way, but we are. It's very interesting to me. But yeah, it's definitely nothing suffers for quality, and it's really cool that they're able to increase the speed on that with the tools they developed.
Mhm.
So Jay, how about you? What do you think about the environments coming in 3.9, the moons, and also we got, I guess, the prison system is going to be coming there too. What about the environment of that, where that's located at, and all that stuff? Like, what are you
Well,
excited about with those type of things?
I'm probably this is probably gonna sound murderous, but I'm just excited about more ways of space trying to kill you.
Nice. Okay.
That's part of what
I'm,
makes the game fun.
Yeah.
I'm really just excited about about the artistic designs of the moons getting better and planets getting better,
Mm-hmm.
and you know and actually those environments beginning to actually feel like they're lethal,
Yeah.
not just you know you're good. You want to, like, right now we can go hand mine or mine on a mole all
Mm-hmm.
day long, and not really bat an eyelash. But now, with 3.9, we have this beautiful environment, but just like a Black Widow, beautiful can be deadly.
I was just
Yep.
about to say the most beautiful ones are the most deadly. Watch out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
I agree though. That's going to be really cool because with the environments like becoming a little bit more affecting on your ecosystem and everything else like that. It's another consideration, right? You don't just have to watch out for players ganking you or something like that. You got to be situationally aware of what you're doing. You can't like tune out and, like you said, Jay,
Situational awareness, Lana.
that's right. We just sit there, be mine, and be like, "Oh, we're cool, man." And then it's like, "Wait a minute, I'm dying. What's happening?" You got to pay attention to stuff, and I think that is going to be pretty neat. I really do.
The most excited I am for 3.9, the thing I'm most excited about overall is the Microtech collection, which is the new clothes coming to Microtech.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I'm so excited, you guys. You have no idea.
Gonna get your yoga on.
I am happy
Do
that
that yoga.
they add the diversity of the clothing and stuff in, right? Because
Yeah.
everything, we think we don't realize how many pieces of clothing we have to begin with, right? But we don't
It's
have
more
anything.
immersion.
Yeah, but there's nothing that fits the female character correctly anyway, right?
They have more now.
There's, as they've gone forward, they have like made with the female model, they have
Mhm.
made sure that things coming along since the female models integration into the game.
Yeah.
They have made sure that things coming along have been able to fit her as well,
Mhm.
but it's all the old stuff, all the stuff that existed before her that's on
Yeah.
the back burner. I've actually talked to
Mhm.
somebody about this, and they basically told me, yeah, all that stuff's on the back burner, and we're eventually going to have to redo that. But just going forward for now, it's just easier to go ahead and just make sure everything looks good for now, and then eventually we'll get back to that old stuff. So it's just it would be rebuilding of assets, and who knows, those assets may not last. They may just decide to change
Well,
their mind
yeah,
and scrap
and
a bunch of that.
I'd be all for them just making new specific elements for the female character and the male character. Just add more
Yeah.
diversity too.
They
I
don't.
mean-
They don't have to. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
I was just gonna say there. I don't need to like everything to look like, hey, I have this
Yeah.
T-shirt. This is this T-shirt. Like,
Yeah.
even when you buy like say football jerseys, like me and my wife did for the Chiefs, they have a whole different version. It's not just a guy's jersey that fits a girl. It's like they have their own style and everything to it that looks totally different. It doesn't just look like, oh, we cut the guy's one for a girl. I like having that diversity in clothing in video games that actually you can tell from afar. That's a female character shirt. This is a male character shirt. It's not just cookie cutter and then just size different.
Sure, they don't have to do that, but I mean, they have said, I think, that their intention is to make most clothing, I think, unisex in that sense, but still, it would be kind of nice to have a little bit of
just some diversity.
Well, this is for male only, and this is for whatever.
Well, like, guess what? If you don't like it, you can just change your stuff in the character model.
Exactly.
Like, character creator.
Well, like, remember when Jay Lee first showed some concepts of some of those dresses and stuff? They had for ArtCorp, they were like amazing, like evening gown things and like suits for guys and stuff. I'm like, I'll let this see that stuff in, because like just from, and again, I'm not a huge RPer, but in this game with FOIP and everything, I'm like, there's so many cool possibilities you could do, like with these characters and stuff, with these type of situational clothing. Right now, I feel like it's very unisex game, and I that's fine, I guess, but I like to have characters kind of flourish out and like be, have their own identities, how they want to be and stuff like that. And I like having the diametrically opposed outfits.
And I think as they go forward, if they continue on with, especially with a character creator, and they make it to where maybe you could have like female features on a male model, like facial features and vice versa. I think then you can't, like, at that point, you're allowing people to like have more androgyny in their character. Yeah. And whoever, like, whatever your role play, but like, I think if they cross that path right there, I think that'll solve like any, that could solve a lot of kind of any bite back for like, you're making gender clothing, but we're also like giving you the ability to, like, you could have a male body but a more like feminine look, or vice versa.
Or you could just make it so all the clothes work on everybody, but
that's true.
I mean, you could,
but and then just do what you want. But
I mean, the men wore skirts in the very first episode of TNG, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, honey.
Yeah.
Wear what makes you comfortable, people.
Sure.
But yeah, I get that though. It would be nice. There was like some stuff in his original ArtCorp concepts that like made me think of like Lady Gaga, and I would like love to be like, how cool would it be to like just walk around looking like freaking Lady Gaga? She has great outfits.
And the main point I have there is just, it really feels like when you walk through, a system or any type of city and stuff, it's very just like, it still feels like it's single gender to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because everything's very.
It feels not immersive in the cultural sense.
Yeah.
If I go, and I'm chalking it up to early gameplay stuff.
Yeah, me
they
too.
haven't really focused on it. Yeah. But like, I would love to go to a place or a location in Star Citizen and feel like, wow, the culture here is different and unique, and like, I don't know. Yeah. But everybody's walking around in like uniforms that seem very like cold and sterile, and I don't know.
And wouldn't it be cool to go into a bar and like see, there's a female character and be like, she looks good, or there's a male character there and it's like, oh, he looks good, and they're very much like, okay, you can either wear the very vanilla suit or you can be in your underwear. There's your options of like, wow, that's a to B, and that's it. It's just very much. I don't know.
I need to talk to somebody at CIG about the underwear.
Well, I think Buster hit the nail on the head. I think maybe partial focus there is they're worried about crossing tones of gender identity and even touching that area and all that. And I get that. It's
a dangerous world to live in. And I understand the reasons.
And it's probably not a priority for them to like worry about that when we're streaming about video game stuff and getting the game out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just, it makes the world a more beautiful place, and they definitely care about beauty, right? So
yeah,
Jay Lee could be the next like Coco Chanel, in my opinion.
There you go.
Well, I mean, why not? I mean, you are like basically designing fashion for a game. Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
Like millions of people might wear his clothing.
Isn't that weird that his clothing will probably see more wearers than some other people that do this for a living? Isn't that crazy?
Like I would love like one day to just pick his brain and be like, who are you wearing and what are you looking at when you're doing this research? Because you like some of his stuff is very like space age, but some of it is very like I said, like Chanel, like Christian Louboutin,
Yeah. When we, like a couple years from now, when we're all attending CitizenCon in the game, we'll all be wearing our various clothing, and we're like, well, who are you wearing? I'm Jay Lee. I'm wearing Jay Lee today.
Yeah, fully wearing Jay Lee.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Do a fashion show one day.
I know. But I actually wouldn't be surprised if somebody actually tries to create, if they haven't already. I know they do the cosplay stuff, but
Mhm.
like actual like real clothing lines coming out of Star Citizen, just be like, oh, that's really kind of an interesting piece of clothing.
It blows
and
my
then,
mind that, and I'll go on a side tangent here, that we have this bomber jacket that they're putting in there that we've
Mhm.
seen for sale. That's totally like polyester. It's not actually a leather
Mhm.
bomber jacket. I guarantee if they put like a $300 or $400 leather bomber jacket in there,
Mhm.
people would buy it. 100%.
Yeah.
If it was a real bomber jacket, right?
Or their T-shirt collections, like just
Yeah.
freaking sell them in your store.
Right. Like how many people would buy like shipjacker like type t-shirts and gear and armor and coats and stuff? I mean, people would buy all that stuff. They would.
Yeah, I'm not even to mention that. Like, I think that, like, from what I was seeing, like, there's a lot of CIG shirts that they make that, like, they're also somewhat digitized in the game sometimes, and
Yep.
and they wear them, but they don't sell them in the store, and it's
I
just
know.
like, I don't know.
Scratch it blows my mind.
Blows my
Whether
mind,
we're
yeah.
it's just like, let's do two-tone shirts with one of the
Yeah.
shipmaker logo on it, and that's it. That's where we draw the
Yeah.
line. I'm
The
like,
shirts that they actually sell are usually like horrible. I'm not whatever. Like, I mean, some people love it, and I'm not trying to like.
no,
But
quality-wise, they
yeah.
are. As a larger, i.e., fat guy, they stretch out funny. You wash them twice, and they don't
Mhm.
hold up very well. You know,
Mm.
so it's like I would really like it if they actually put a little
Yeah.
more effort into that, and I'd pay for the quality. I mean, I buy shirts that actually would, wear out and do stuff. Because I mean, I could frame them and put them on a wall, but I'd much rather do that with a poster.
Yeah, but let's talk about stuff like that. You know, if we're gonna talk about their merchandise, let's talk about that Carrick shirt that's like $80.
It's a white T-shirt or a white button-down shirt with a bunch of characters
It's
printed
cute.
on it.
Don't get me wrong. It's like precious,
It's
but
not 80.
It's not $80.
It's
precious.
not $80 cute.
Right. Well, yeah. What was that? Are you talking about the Carrick shirt? Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's horrible. I mean, sure, it's a cute shirt, but yeah, it was so expensive for what it was.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
Like you could get the hoodie, the Star Citizen hoodie, for that same price, and I mean that's like at least like something you can wear
Well,
when it's cold.
I
like-
also look at the fact I could buy almost two starter packages and give them to two new people in the game, or I could
Mhm.
wear a Carrick shirt that wouldn't be caught dead in public.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's just
True.
It's just one of those things. But I would actually wear, like what Luke was talking about, with half of those T-shirts or the gutter wash or any of the things like that from in game, and they're
Mhm.
just
yeah.
freaking T-shirts. I mean, it can't be like some astronomical thing to just get that stuff printed on there. Give me a Mesner shirt with the Mesner logo with his mouth taped or whatever, like all that stuff. I would wear that. Hell yeah.
I would have
Seriously.
worn the character shirt if it was blueprints.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cute.
That would have been cool too.
If they would have made it where like he had, this is just the designer in me, If they would have done it where it had like the blueprints and all the schematics for the Carrick on the shirt, I would have bought it right then and there.
Absolutely. Or cross-section posters. Like
Yeah.
every like vehicle ever made on Earth, all the military gear and stuff, there's cross-section posters and stuff of it.
Right.
Like, why don't we have that
Yeah.
in this? Like, I would buy cross-section posters of my
Or
favorite ship.
people
It'd be
would.
amazing.
Or like a Hawaiian shirt, but it's like it's like a style of Hawaiian shirt, like those real nice ones where when you button it up, it actually
Mm.
continues the pattern, but instead it's like Hurston. It's like a screenshot of Hurston, or it's like a screenshot of like Microtech. I mean, how cute would that be too?
Or speaking of Microtech, what about like pictures of the solar systems or the moons or
Exactly.
the planets or any of that stuff? I mean,
Their planets are quite beautiful now.
I mean,
so,
they are.
Mm.
Posters like.
Mhm.
I don't know. I remember in EVE Online buying entire posters and books for that, like way back when, and that was like 2 years into their development cycle. So I don't know. There's lots of stuff, man. I do feel like, as the biggest criticism I could give CIG is they fall down on their merchandising swords so hard. They're like, I don't know what we're gonna do, guys. We're going to make cosmetics and stuff for this game. I'm like, sell me physical merchandise. I will spend
Seriously.
thousands of dollars.
They really, I think, just need to, if they don't have it, they should just hire one person dedicated to physical merchandise, director of physical merchandise. And I swear that they'll make enough money to pay for that person. Like that.
They'll
that
make
seat.
money. They'll make more money to pay for the game
Plus some.
too. Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, one day, like, I mean, like, it can be like brand partnerships too. I mean, like when Microtech was close to coming out, like I did a Microtech makeup look. I mean, how cool would it be like if like I had a partnership or something, or they had a partnership with like somebody like Mac, or not that would be like a huge, but like just as an example, like they had like a palette set.
That would be an amazing booth though at CitizenCon to have like a Mac booth where it's like,
I would
this is
run
the
that booth. I would
Microtech
still run
line
that
of
booth.
shades of different whites and stuff, and like it'd be crazy.
That's what I should do at CitizenCon. I should just have a makeup booth and
There
just
you
do
go.
makeup on everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I actually didn't physically see it, and I don't think you did either, Luke, unless you. But I saw pictures from this past CitizenCon. There was a booth that actually had physical Moby glasses, and somebody who posted the picture said, yes, they actually make sounds, and and
They don't, of course, create a holographic interface because that would be very sellable. But but outside of that,
where's the Kickstarter at? I'll back it.
Yeah.
Like,
where's the stock? I'll invest.
You like plug your real phone into it, and it's like it actually function as a hologram. That'd be amazeballs.
Yeah, seriously.
I would do it.
I'm like that is just that is cosplay at its finest.
Yeah,
they're getting better and better with the boosts and stuff there. I'm excited to see what comes out this year with that, and we'll talk a little bit about CitizenCon in a minute.
Yeah, we should talk about it. Yeah, absolutely.
We got to keep that going because I think this is going to be this is definitely be the biggest one for North America by far, but I think it'll be the biggest one ever for the community in general.
I thought Austin was bigger than last year's. This year,
you would be a better judge. I don't, since I didn't go to this past year, so I don't know.
Yeah, they were both reasonable size, though.
Yep.
Cool.
I don't feel qualified since Manchester was my first one.
Well.
Yeah.
I've never been to one, so
you're more qualified than Buster.
Yeah, I thought Frankfurt was pretty good size, and then when I went to Austin's, I was like, "Holy crap, this is way bigger!" Because the lines were like forever and ever. Like,
and who doesn't want to go to Austin for a few days? I mean, come on. It's Texas. It's Texas. Come on.
I'm okay with Texas.
The problem is,
hopefully my wife heard that, so I get brownie points. I'm like, I'm fine with Texas.
You tell Miss Plains lady I said hello.
I will. But she's not eavesdropping on me now. She's probably still working. She's been having to work a lot tonight. But anyways, so 3.9, we got all those things coming out with the beautiful environments, the clothing, as you said. We'll have some of that coming too. And we all know we've kind of talked a lot about the prison systems and those type of things, so we don't want to beat that dog to death. But we're excited about the implementation of what the prisons system means for the game and the location of it. I'm interested to see like some of the details they haven't really talked about. Like, is it guarded by AI outside? Is there any type of automated systems? Can anybody just fly up to it? I mean, there's a lot of things we haven't focused on. We focused on the internal automation of the prison, but can like 16 of us just roll up on it outside? I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I'm sure going to.
It's systemic.
Yeah,
we're gonna move into a prison. My goal in when prisons come out is not going to be to escape from prison, but it's going to be as a legal non-criminal get into prison. Can one reverse escape prison? That is the question.
Well, according to the Q&A, Luke Presley said that they actually intend to make reverse escaping, as you say, nearly impossible. Like, it's supposed to, Luke Presley came out and said it's a one-way trip, and if somebody actually pulls it off, and I hope it certainly is you, TheFew, because
getting into prison.
Yes, they said they will actually watch whoever does that and figure out how they did it.
It's really easy to get into anything in Star Citizen. It's pretty buggy. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a fun game, but there's loopholes in just about
a lot
everything.
of loopholes.
I'm just like having flashbacks to that day you and I played together a while, like almost a year ago, and like we pushed each other. Like, I kept pushing you into that little room at ArtCorp, and you were like, "This is where I live now. I live here." Buster, do you like my forbidden room? This is really cool. Like,
I mean, let's just say, like, a year ago when they had the Idris in the game for the expo, and it was underground in an underground room on like Hurston. This is like the game. Like we went underground. We flew a spaceship underground. We flew to the room that the Idris was in. We like flew our spaceship through a wall into the room, landed our Aurora on top of an Idris, got out and like took our clothes off and made sweet passionate love to the Idris. And I mean, that's Star Citizen. It's a cool. I love the bugs, but it's good luck keeping us out of prison if that's their goal. Because I don't know, they don't have a good track record.
Well,
Right.
then again, it did say that, you know, by implementing prisons, more of the legacy bugs do come more to their attention.
Yeah,
It's very
that's
true. I'm still more excited about a non-automated prison environment, and that just might be me, but I want to see AI guards. I want to see the whole immersive aspect, and even though it probably makes
Yeah.
sense to have like just gun turrets and keep it really hands off and all that stuff, it doesn't have the same, I don't know, flavor to it. You know what I mean? Like as if like, okay, there's AI here. Ooh, you got to dodge this guard, or
Well,
like you see in a lot of MMOs or RPGs and stuff. So
yeah, and with cold and like heat coming in, though, I do hope that I don't know what this moon, this first prison is supposed to be on, is going to be like, but I do hope there's this aspect of okay, you have a spacesuit, you can kind of breathe, you get out there, and just like Star Trek 6, right? Is it 6? The one with Kirk, who's like in the that prison, and he gets out, and you have like and like a little bit of time before you freeze to death, and so you better have rescue lined up. So you get outside to the surface of the moon, and you're just like, okay, we've got X amount of time, and if nobody picks us up, we're probably going to die out here, kind of a thing. And I think that would be kind of, I don't know, that would be cool in the
That
prison
would be
gameplay.
fun.
It's better than just getting out and like waiting around. I guess
Mhm.
either way, you have to get a ride. You run out of oxygen eventually, but
Yeah, you'd have to like coordinate your friends to like Thin Lizzy Jailbreak.
Mhm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And they're not going to let you like message people from prison, are they? Like, are you going to
No,
have your,
it'd be a whole meta at a game thing. You'd have to do that, right?
yeah, that's what I mean, though. But like, your Moby Glass isn't going to be like, "Hey, chat, everybody, come save me! I'll give you 1,000,000 UAC."
That's a great question. Do they disable a Moby Glass, or do they just like have you not wear it?
Yeah, maybe.
They lock you out of global inventory, and I do believe including you can once you get out of the prison, you can still integrate with chat, but basic.
I would say, why wouldn't they remove it from your arm though? Because it's not
Yeah.
like a cybernetic implant.
I think part of escaping prison should you having to pay somebody to smuggle in, not even a human player, maybe an NPC, to smuggle in a Moby Glass. So you have to like then negotiate with like somebody on a contract, be like, hey,
Yeah.
I'll give you something. You know what I mean? It's like getting
Kinda
a cell
like-
phone in the prison.
Yeah, I was about to say, just like in real life, where these guys bring in contraband, that people get contraband smuggled in through like laundry service
Yeah.
or whatever, and it's cell phones, it's burner phones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bruno.
So organize your escape. It's like
Yep.
maybe you got to get a phone in the prison.
Yep.
I mean, I could see like some people getting serious into like role playing, like a mobster style boss
Sure.
who's like in prison and is like running the game from prison. You know what I mean?
I've heard
I
several
see that
people
happen.
wanting to attempt that already. Like people are like, I'm just gonna make an alt,
Sure.
just live in prison. And I'm just gonna
There you
like
go.
run that shit. And I'm
I mean-
sure. I mean, who knows, man? It could be possible. It might be fun.
Well,
I'm pretty sure Classy will probably do something. I mean, that's like an irresistible thing for him to probably RP, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I would say that while I think it's going to be really neat to see the prisons and do the thing, I still think that it's going to burn out pretty quick in this implementation. For
Mhm.
most people, I think maybe a week, maybe two of like grinding on it. People are going to be like, oh, that was cool. I don't think we'll really see the positive impact on the game with prisons until we have Pyro, where you have
That
that
might be true.
option of having like a lawless system versus a lawful system with the full criminality in it. So you
Yeah.
make that choice, right? Because right now, if you're a
Yeah.
pirate or you play a pirate, you're
Yeah.
stuck in a good guy environment. You
Yeah.
don't have a choice. If you're going to do dastardly stuff, you're going to get in trouble. That's it. This
Yeah.
is it. There's no other option. I like the idea of like making Pyro my home and living
Yeah.
out there. So if people dare to come out
That's
for the
true.
riches, then it's at their peril instead of
Yeah.
my peril of always getting messed with by the cops.
There you go. I could see that. Yeah.
So
No, but like, okay, go for it.
no, I was just gonna say I just want to see those diametrically opposed environments and systems, right? Like
Yeah.
the lawless system versus this, and see that contrast.
I hope so, and I hope they put a lot of valuable things in Pyro.
I want nebula. For me, I want the volumetric gas cloud and nebulas, and actually have nebulas that are lethal to you.
There you go. I could see that. But when it comes to prisons, I think yes, you're right that the prison gameplay will get old pretty quickly, probably in 3.9, and most people won't play it. But there's a lot of interesting things to test with prisons. I don't know when they come in, are they going to be armistice zones? If they're not armistice zones and you can sneak into a prison from the outside, then and you have a gun, then can you just like spawn camp and kill other prisoners? Like, you know what I mean? 24/7. Like, what kind of trolling aspect is there going to be in the game if people can sneak into the prison from the outside? Can you sneak turtles into the prison and put turtles in jail? Like, I don't know. Like, there's like a million questions really.
Hashtag bring back turtles.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God,
I was trying to show somebody the turtles the other day, and they weren't even in the game.
They aren't.
Bring them back.
Bring back the turtles. Hashtag coolest thing.
Bring back my buddies.
It's because everybody be like, man, I've seen prisons. It's been 7 days, but have you seen a prison with a turtle?
Exactly.
Oh hell no! We got our week of gameplay now.
I know, right?
Right.
I used to release the turtles into like little like plant, like, or just little plants and stuff on the various, stations. I used to put them in like the plants and be like, here, go be free, eat the plant, be happy.
Absolutely. There's all kinds of things that people did with the turtles, and I think most of us actually didn't appreciate them until they were gone. And once they're gone, we're like, oh, there's no more turtles? What the hell, man?
Some people that would just like they fill up like their art corp hab over months. And I remember I think it was Pete from Vertigo Stream. He had like over 100 in his hab.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
It was beautiful. And then you actually got to the point where you could put them on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used to like set up my bar with like little turtles just walking toward each other upside down. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Stuff.
Yeah, there was a streamer that doesn't stream anymore. I can't remember his name, but for a long time he would just collect those quantum beacons and store them in one of his ships, and like for persistence, and he'd fill his whole ship with quantum beacons. It's amazing what we do for entertainment.
Oh, the blinky boxes.
Yeah,
the good old blinky boxes. Miss those.
Yep. We always find something to entertain us, and then they take it away.
Oh, speaking of, they took away that crater at Pearlman. Very upset.
Oh, man.
Very upset. I've been protesting.
They do take away a lot of fun things, like things that I find, like for example, Great Cat Sumo was super fun. It was hot. It was a lot of fun, and then they made Great Cats explode really easy, and then I was like, oh, that doesn't work anymore. Whatever, it's okay, but
they don't explode as easy anymore.
I need to go give it another test.
Jumptown's gone.
Oh yes. Jumptown is gone. Oh yeah. That was just like because of the Planetech stuff. Like Yellow is not even close to what it used to be.
I feel like they're like, all right, we need to test this thing. Well, we have 95% of every player in the game going to Jumptown. They don't fly anywhere else, so we don't get to test anything else. They're like, we have to remove it. We'll take it out of there, and then finally they'll go other places to play the game.
I can tell you, they were tickled at Jumptown. They loved Jumptown, and they loved how much the game got involved in Jumptown. So if it's gone, it's got to be a temporary thing, because they were very excited about the combat, the PvP that was forming around it.
I think they're hoping to implement it in a different way.
Yeah, probably.
There's a whole documentary about to come out about Jumptown.
Okay.
That Pub's making. So I'm I'm excited about that.
Yeah. There's a lot. I hope he keeps doing that. I think that somebody
he does a lot of cool in-game lore stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he does a lot of actual like CIG official lore stuff, but I think somebody, and I know he is doing it, but like needs to start documenting actual player history, game stuff, like which is, I think he was doing something about the Demo Rally potentially, and then maybe this and some other stuff, but because these are things that go away, and then like the community knows the history of it, but it's not saved anywhere, That's
right.
So
SpaceBro battles, nobody even remembers those anymore. They only remember the last person. It won't be long for nobody remembers that Rex ran battles. There'll be a new streamer that'll come in and they'll be like, oh, this guy's got a great idea. Look at him doing these big battles. I'm like, well, Rex did it before that. We did it before Rex, and somebody else did it. It's like,
I mean, I think JT's the only the JT Wars are the only thing that have ever made it into the in-game
Seriously.
lore that the players did. That
Yep.
was because of the players.
Yeah.
Yep, because it was systemic. It was because it occurred because of natural economic stuff that happened in game, right?
Yeah.
Because before we had the big Tony Z presentation last year of showing how this will impact this with the AI and all that stuff. Imagine if we had Jumptown and there's actual AI that made decisions in the universe.
Yeah.
They'd be involved in that too. You'd have police showing up on the ground. You'd have all kinds of other things happening that would have made that even more, right? So
Yeah.
very interesting.
I think
Jumptown was amazing.
I have to. Part of me wants to say that Quanta started because of Jumptown.
No, well, maybe, but it was always like dynamic economics is like always a thing from 2012. For since the game was conceived, they're like, we're gonna do all this stuff.
Tony's had that brainchild forever since he's been on the project. That's his whole reason he's hired.
And to be honest, like half the stuff that Tony talked about, I never really cared about because a lot of it was just obvious, like game mechanic stuff you should do maybe to make it really interesting. And so I kind of like always thought, oh, yeah, Tony's like kind of cool, but he just talks a lot and doesn't deliver a lot. And then finally this year, and obviously I was proven wrong, which I'm happy about. But finally this year, Tony was like, hey, check out all this stuff we've done. And you're like, holy cow, you've done a lot. So all the talking did finally result in something tangible to deliver, but it took a long time.
Yeah.
It took a long time, but he showed that they have the base tools for how to implement that across the entirety of the whole game now. Right? So, and how easy it is to make adjustments. It's like, like if something's going wrong, like we have too much AI building up here. Oh, we'll just drop this little breadcrumb here and it impacts the entire universe. I'm like, wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So neat. Yeah. Super neat. Super excited.
But I look forward to the next Jumptowns, right? I look forward to the next great things to come in the emergent gameplay side. Because to me, that's what Star Citizen is, what it gets to be the most fun. Is when all the players decide we're all going to do this thing somewhere and it just goes wild.
Well, and I think that as they get the Quanta online and they get those elements coming into the game, we'll see more of that all over, right? Because we'll have look at how little feedback from the game it gave us, and we created Jumptown out of that, right? It was just because, look, expensive drugs here. You can pick those up, take them there, and everybody went crazy over it. This way, it's like, oh, there's piracy here. It could be like, and that could snowball more players, more AI, more things happen in some region just organically because like something went down, and it's going to be really neat. I think we'll have 1,000 Jumptowns as soon as we get AI functional in the game doing stuff too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. When is that? Is that have an announced date? I'm looking for it.
For what?
Dynamic economics. Dynamic.
It's been removed from the roadmap.
Oh, completely? Okay. All right. Well,
I feel like every time we bring up exact items about that we're excited about, I feel like that one
the best.
I feel like it's that South Park show where about the bank where the guy goes, we're going to go ahead and put it in here. I'm typing it now and it's gone. Every single feature. Oh, this exciting feature. Yes, we're going to have pirates actually board your ships and they're going to come in there and it's gone. Like, what just happened? It's a cool feature. Don't worry, it'll be back someday. Oh, you want to do it again? Okay, we'll do another feature. And then it's gone.
I'm
like, damn it. So it's like you missed it. You blinked. It's all over. It's not there anymore. Like, no. So another thing that we've been made aware of that's supposed to be coming in 3.9 that we were just talking about just before the show was we might see a certain special ship enter an emission type dynamic thing that might happen.
What is it called? The Iris?
I think it's the I think you're right. I think it's the Iris. I think it's actually
the Iris.
Yeah. It's just,
what's the Iris?
The Iris Eye or the
Idris.
The Idris.
The Oh, the Idris. Oh, the Idris.
I love it when I joke with you, Buster, and I can tell Luke has no idea what we're talking about, and then he picks up on it halfway through. He's like, "Oh, oh yeah, he gets excited, his eyes light up. Like, oh my
That's
God.
one of my favorite things about Luke. He and I always say this about him. He has the most he's one of those people that has like this childlike love of,
Mhm.
of things in the game, and that's my favorite thing about him is this childlike wonder.
Yeah.
It's one of his greatest qualities.
But I feel like I can pull some of the same jokes I do with my son with Luke sometimes, and I love it.
Aw.
It's like it's so good. It's like my son will be like, "Oh no, there's no candy." I'm such a troll. There's no candy except for these 2 fruit roll-ups, and he's like, "Oh!" He gets real excited easy, so it's like really cool. So, no, but anyway,
I haven't had a
so
fruit roll-up in forever.
neither have I. My son eats them all.
I should have one this
I
week.
I had a box of them, and then I showed him my 8-year-old, and they're gone. Imagine that. But that's okay. I hid the peanut butter cups, so we're good.
I can't have those. They give me heartburn.
Me too. That's why I just have one, and then I just, as I showed you earlier.
Yeah, one is fine.
And then I have my backup Rolaids. We are prepared. I'm not ready to give up my sweets yet.
Idris doesn't give me heartburn though.
Yeah, but anyway, so possibly seeing the Idris as a combat vessel. We won't be able to go inside of it, obviously. It'll just be the...
Are you sure, though? Because I know it's going to be in the game.
Luke, we're going to try.
I can tell you.
The Space Bros always try. We always find a way, whether it's intentional or not. It might be our ship ramming through the side.
You can't put... Yeah. You can't put an Idris in the game without people getting inside. That is like guaranteed.
We'll intentionally lag out the game to see if we can get in and take it over. You know, we did it with the Hammerheads. Yeah, exactly. It'll be a SpaceBro holy mission to see who's the first SpaceBro to get inside the Idris.
Exactly.
We'll do it. Challenge accepted. No, but definitely, I'm excited about that. But you know what? And I know, like Nuberfire saying, and I get you, brother. I feel like the least spoiled ship that possible in the game that we don't have yet is probably the Idris, though. Because most of us have seen every square inch of the Idris through all the presentations and all the things.
We have, but walking through it and seeing it in video are still different.
They are. You're 100% right. But I feel like if they were going to put one of those iconic ships in the game, that would be the least spoiled one.
Sure. But I mean, like, wouldn't it be cool to say, wow, like when the first time you play Squadron 42, you're like, I can't believe I'm on an Idris right now.
And I think it still feel that way because I think these Idrises would be hollow and dead inside.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Have you been in the UE Hammerhead before, Luke? Whenever they sputter out and you can get inside of them.
Nope.
So, okay. Well, all they are is like AI fixed to the guns, right? And then they got the pilot, co-pilot. So you literally go down in the hallways and stuff, and it's nothing. It feels like just like your Hammerhead, you know. But having the AI there is cool because when you take it over, they'll shoot for you for a while. But
sure, but like being on an Idris hollow and everything would still feel like it. I don't know. It'd
still be cool if you can get it.
I'm excited for the challenge, and I'm excited that it is coming into the game. Yeah. But if I were like secretly, I would hope that it just would be saved for Squadron 42.
Well, here's my bigger question about this though: how easy is it to take down an Idris if they're going to put in the game? Because I would think with our current basis, we shouldn't have but maybe a couple ships where if you spawn 3 or 4 of them might be able to take it out.
I mean, a couple hammerheads filled with like the anti-shield weapons, then a couple of torpedo boats maybe or something. I don't know.
I don't think a hammerhead could do anything to an Idris, or it shouldn't be able to. In my
opinion.
With
an Idris without shields will get torn apart probably.
Just give me my Ares Starfighter. Come on. Give me my Inferno.
But like, there's 16 size 4 guns on a hammerhead.
Yeah.
Or more. No, more than that. Because it's 24. Yeah. 24 size 4 guns. Obviously, you can't train all of them on it, but like, isn't there a specific type of laser weapon that's like anti-shield that's just for draining shields?
Yeah, it's the shotguns, I think, aren't they?
Sure. So wouldn't you like just load those onto a hammerhead or something? Feel like, yeah, good luck getting close to the ship, but again, it's NPCs flying it, so
yeah. Well, which means they'll actually be able to hit you because they can shoot better than we can.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. My way of doing at it is you're not going to be able to solo it. No.
Yeah.
I think Luke's onto something. I think he would want like at least a hammerhead a tally.
I just, and that's another thing, you know,
It's
and
just a DPS game.
I complain about this all the time, but like the game needs to solve a lot of things, because it'll probably be like this. They'll probably have like a hammerhead and a hawk, and they'll be able to take out the Idris, because they'll just EMP it and then just shoot it a lot, and it'll just go bleh. Because they need to fix EMP before they bring in the Idris. And I don't know if that means temporary remove it again or nerf the bad crap out of it. You shouldn't be able to, if you fly up to a hammerhead, a fighter should be in absolute perilous fear unless he's the best damn dog fighter there is in the game.
Yeah.
And it's not like that right now. It just shouldn't. A fully crewed hammerhead should be the ultimate weapon against like a single or even a couple fighters. It's something they avoid, not something they drive right at and like one shot. And that's not what it is right now. Idris should be the same way. If I'm in a hammerhead and the Idris drops out of Quantum, I should be like, holy crap, we need to get out of here. Not like, hey, let's drive point blank up on the Idris and try to shotgun it down. I'd be like, that thing's going to three-shot me.
It should be scary.
Yeah, it should be scary. And I want that feeling, man. And so that's why that's the only thing to agree with Nubifire on the other hand. The one thing that worries me is like, I don't think there should be anything in the game that would be able to take down that ship.
They're building a systemic game, so like the idea for that is that you still, it's just a DPS kind of a thing, right? It's just like shields will go down with so much damage per second, and then after that it's just a matter of hitting the right spots to disable the ship, right? So it's like there will be a way to do it with in game right now with existing ships. It has to be, right? But the question is how many and what's fair, right? So I don't know.
And Tsunami might be on something. It might not be killable. Maybe it's just the end of that mission. They drop it in and it just owns everything. Yeah. I'd be okay with that too, because I don't want to feel like the ship that I've pined after forever is like that weak and soft. And that's kind of like the thing with the hammerhead. I don't fly it hardly anymore because I feel like it's a marshmallow because of mechanics, not because of what it is.
Yeah, but it's again like a balance and alpha and the ships in the game, but all that kind of stuff. What they really need to do, and I know that they are doing this, but it's just focus on gameplay and focus on the economy, which they're doing. But when they come out with the dynamic economy and they come out with some better gameplay loops and they fix the shields, then they can start balancing ships, and I bet it would all start to feel great. And then put the interest in the game, sure, but it's like, I don't know. Like until they fix those other core issues in the game, it's gonna feel a little stunt-like, which is I know what Nubifire was talking about, but but doesn't mean I'm not excited about it. Like as much as I want them to save it for Squadron 42, I'm still excited about the idea of going and poking my head in this Idris as it comes out in the game. So
I agree.
Here's the question: it's 2020, and you know everybody's speculating that Squadron 42 is trying to be pushed out the door for at least a beta at the end of this year. Is it? And it's just so CIG to put teases to us. Is the Idris being in there just a tease?
Yes.
That's my question. Is it just a tease because they want to get Squadron 42 out the door?
I don't know if it's a tease for Squadron 42 specifically to get out the door, but it is a tease of, man, wouldn't you like to ride in this? And your opportunity is Squadron 42. I think that's going to be more the message. You know what I mean? Like, look at this beautiful ship. We're not going to let you get in it. We're not going to let you do this. At least, you know, not that we won't try, but I think it's a tease out there, because then it's like, hey, you want to get in that big ship? Well, here's the way to do it.
What if you finally get into the big ship and it's full of like 100 NPCs, all like unkillable with like super weapons?
That'd be amazing to me. Instantly. I'd be excited that there's 100 NPCs flying in that ship. I'd be super hyped about that. I'm like, there's 100 NPCs in here and they're killing me. I'd be like super hyped. So there's no bad down answer for me with that.
Okay.
I just really do feel though that like, they need to focus on, like you said, the gameplay stuff. They need to focus on a lot of that. There's more and more people buying back this game, and you got people that, you know, maybe they aren't as locked in as we are. They haven't followed the game for all this. If I see like this ship and my buddy's like, yeah, man, I've had this for years. I've been, you know, it's a $600-700 hammerhead and blah, blah, blah. And they see like a little fighter come by and go doink, and it dies. And they're going to be like, that are so unimpressed now. Like, what was that about? Oh, don't worry, it's alpha, blah blah blah, 6 years alpha, and you know, little doink ships can take out huge ships that cost $700, no problem. it wouldn't instill a lot of confidence in the project as a new person, right? Like, we've seen the road go from no ships in space, from your hangar to a little arena commander, to flying these huge ships with our buddies standing beside us. And so we have a little bit more, you know, skin in the game. Me selling it to a new person, it's like, oh, don't worry, they'll fix it eventually. They're like, I'll be back later if they fix it. You know, it's like,
You ever hear about sunk cost theory?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of where I am with Star Citizen right now. It's gotta work. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be fine. I've
gonna
put the
be
money
great.
in there. It'll be fine. Don't you worry about this. No, but
Yeah.
no. I just think sometimes they focus on stuff that maybe it makes sense in their head. Maybe it makes sense for all this stuff. I accepted the whole roadmap for ships because they needed to get these ships out for Squadron 42. Supposedly that's done. Now I question about every new concept they drop. I'm like,
They teased a new concept, didn't they?
they tease new concepts all the time, but it
No,
doesn't make
just-
sense to me.
Just today or yesterday, didn't
Yeah.
they? Something like Origin, something or other.
I don't
Right?
know.
Isn't that
I
kind of-
missed it
Yes,
if they
they
did.
I'm not saying I'm hyped about it or
Yes.
anything. I'm just
Yeah.
saying they teased something, right? Like,
My
or
first
rumor
thought.
mill Origin something or other. Right?
What was
My
it?
first thought at that, they didn't say. They just teased it, or it was something like Origin designers have been like at Microtech at Origin HQ all week.
Oh,
or
easy.
something.
It's gonna be a
It
snowplow.
was like a lore tease, but it
Oh,
was.
snowmobile. That would be great.
It's a new motorcycle. It's a snowmobile.
I just,
Yeah.
me personally, like for Origin, my first thought when I saw that was, do we
Yeah.
really need another Origin ship?
Nope.
Like
Well,
I don't know what brand I want, but I don't know what I want next. Well, actually, I do. I've always wanted, like, personally, a ship that unfolds into being a performance stage. That way, people like the Daymar Rally could have like a little stage to like do their awards on or something like that. I would like ships that aren't combat, that aren't like typical spacefaring things. I would like a weird ship that does a weird thing. That's just me.
It's
That's
probably what
my
Nubifire just said. It's
soapbox.
probably the golden 600i for the Legatus is probably what it is.
yeah.
So here it is.
Or
No
something.
thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks. I'll
Uh,
slap a coat of paint on it. Let's call it a new ship. No thanks.
Yes.
The base
Oh,
builder.
yeah, here it is. According to our sources in New Austin, ICC consultants are spending a lot of time at Origin HQ. We're not sure what the implications are, but we're keeping our ears to the ground. Exactly. Interesting.
Make the Origin opera.
Somebody said that it could be a hint at the M50's rework.
It's possible or something. I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm not super hyped about it. I mean, but I can understand, like, especially people who are newer into the community who still have, like, I still get hyped about ships to a degree. But so I'm not going to say that it's not like that. It's not uninteresting to me. But I've definitely like been playing for long enough that I do get more excited about gameplay.
Me too.
So yeah.
I'll be ecstatic when they actually have multi-crew where my buddy can do something in the seat beside me besides F me up.
Yeah.
Like, get out of the seat.
Yeah.
I can't drive anymore. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Look.
Exactly. But ears to the ground, as chat keeps mentioning, does make it seem like a ground vehicle because like you wouldn't listen for something on the ground if it wasn't driving on the ground. But could be just a saying though.
Could be. I'm gonna laugh if it is a snowmobile. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
be
why
like,
not?
that is the biggest waste of space in the
Why?
world. Yeah.
Why? Snowmobiles are awesome. Although you can only use them on snow.
Dragonflies, Noxes, bikes,
I just
snowmobiles. Like,
personally, like with the ships, I'm just at this point where I love ships, but at the same time, I can't be expected to get hyped for it because like we have so many ships already, and there's already so many that are already promised that are supposed to come along, and I'm just at
Although
that
they are
point.
catching up with them, I think.
well, 163. They'll never catch up because they release like 2 or 3 concepts a year.
But
So-
I'm
well,
just like
Yeah, go for it.
I love and I like obviously the people at like at CIG that are designing ships, like good job, you guys do like amazing work. I just I'm at that point where it's like I just want things to do more than I need ships. And
That's
I
true.
get that like ships make the money. Ships make the
Yeah.
money for CIG. That's
Sure.
how they make money. But once Squadron's released, I hope that like ships that come out are going to be after that point are going to be more special. They're not going to be combat. They're
Sure.
not going to be, you know, pew pew, shoot them, kill them.
I
It's
want my
literally going
taco
to be
truck.
things. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be like Banu Merchantman style things, or just things that like
Sure.
are outside of the box of what the current box. Because the box right now has a lot of great diversity, but I need more out of. If I'm going to get hype for ships, I need something real wackadoodle.
Well, or we need reason for that diversity, right? So like a taco truck's
Right.
not going to be any value if you can't make tacos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
but yeah, I mean, it could be, who knows, and I'm not super hyped about it, but it could be the fact that, like, yeah, maybe it's just the X1 that's announced a long ass time ago, and maybe they're just finally releasing the hover bikes, and maybe it's like an unannounced, something wasn't in the roadmap, you know, like, hey, by the way, they're done, here you go.
Yeah.
Like,
Not to be a negative Nancy, but to go off what Buster was saying, I 100% agree that, you know, they do the ships for the money because they need to, but I feel it's almost become, because of the size they've grown and everything, where they have to. Like, I feel like the ship has to be released, like Noobifier's pointed out, once per month except for December and May, because they
painted themselves into that corner.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to pay their salaries if they don't.
what did they release
the
in
ship.
February? They haven't announced anything in February, as far as I know.
Carrick.
No, I'm not talking about new ships. Obviously, they're delivering on ships they've already promised.
Well,
to be honest, I think they've slowed down. I think that last year was a little slower than the year before, and so far this year they've been relatively slow on the announcements. But it's early, so we'll see.
And just the other day, like, I can't remember which one of them it was. I know it was a CIG developer of some kind. He was saying Sarah, I forget her last name, but Sarah, that was recently on ISC, he said something along the lines of like, she really knocked it out of the park today, but I can't tell you what it is. Like but like apparently she just made something, like she designed something stellar.
I remember that tweet.
Yeah.
Yep. No, but I think you're right. I think they have kind of paid themselves in the corner for that. They have to do it now because they kind of know that's like a guaranteed salary, guaranteed sales, and that's going to keep the lights on there. But at the same time, I'm also like, well, where do you go from here? Like, how are they going to find a revenue stream that's going to go away from that?
Sure.
Or are we going to go into a live release game where they have to continually release a ship every month in order to do it? Because they still talked about selling concepts and, of course, starter packages. But are they going to get to a point where, okay, they release Squadron 42, they sell 1 billion copies of it or whatever, that money eventually will kind of slow up? Are they going to go right into the next chapter like we think? Are they going to start making that? I mean, is that, you know, at some point it's got to come down to, man, you got so many damn ships in this game, you'll never get them all done.
I think that like they are producing more ships than they're announcing, I think, at this point. But you're right. I don't know. We'll see what.
I don't like the idea. I have no problem with them selling the ships. Let me say that first. I do get concerned that maybe their entire income is based upon that model at this point. And that worries me a little bit.
No, but not entirely. I think that like, and again, we're going back Noobifier high. They probably made 3 million in Carrick this month, is what he said. And that goes back to a statement that they don't have to come up with new ships to continue to generate revenue. They're just delivering on ships they've already announced. You know what I mean? Like,
for right
and they
now,
can generate. Yeah, I know. And my point being is though that like, that there are like, I don't have the statistics in front of me, but that there are ways for them to generate revenue without always producing new ships. And also, I do worry about all the concept ships that have come out, not just concepts, but delivered ships. Like for example, we've got the Starfarer, right? It's been out. We've got the Reclaimer that's been out. These are ships that are very specific to their task or role.
Yeah.
And we don't have gameplay for refueling. We don't have gameplay for reclaiming.
And on top of that, what you're talking about there, Luke, what about the fact that all these ships that come out right now are going to have to be reworked? Every one of them. They're going to have to be redone.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying is because the gameplay is not out yet for them, there's a medium to high chance that there's a reasonable amount of rework on the ship because they don't know until they've done it. I'm sure they've done some work on reclamation.
Telling me you don't want that coffee cup stuck to the table for all time on there, like forever
exactly.
and ever. You don't want the food that you have to eat to be in a microwave that doesn't actually open.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. But even if you can see, even from like the Starfare, which was one of the earlier large ships in the game, to like the Carrack, which is obviously one of the latest, most recent large ships in the game, the component systems, the way the doors open, where you can add and make changes. Well, you can't actually modify the components yet, but like those kind of doors, I don't think exist in the Starfare.
Nope.
Like, so components and modifying the shield generator, pulling it out, we're doing work on it. I think there's a rework there. It's not.
Yeah. Well, they also don't have the fuel processing in it, right?
Yeah.
The Starfare has a whole
exactly.
refinery thing supposed to do.
And yeah, exactly. And I know that they are working on the gameplay, and they have probably done some work on refueling and some work on reclamation. But until you have the gameplay for how you want that to work or gets nailed down, you don't know exactly how to build a ship designed around that gameplay.
Yep.
So
how many placeholder screens are in the Carrack? That'd be an interesting calculation, right? Placeholder screen, like, oh, there's only 38. Well, I'm sure that won't need a rework. So I mean, I just feel like I'm worried about the fact. Are they digging themselves a hole here? Because like, think about this. Let's say they keep making concepts and all that stuff. At some point, they got to go back and say, oh, we have 163 ships, 164 ships now. We have to go rework all those again, and some of them for the 5th time.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm losing internet. Are you losing internet, or am I losing internet?
I could not hear you for a second.
I couldn't hear you for a second, but it's good now.
And all of us, I think, the roboty voice.
Discord.
No. Discord. I feel like we're on a really bad. What am I thinking? Like
Mime stream.
Yeah. We're going with like one of those voice modulated music videos. Get some music background. Oh gosh.
I think we're fixed now.
I think so. It's just a momentary glitch. Good.
Okay.
All right. So we're done bashing on ships.
Yeah. I love ships, and I want them to keep making them.
I hate the fact they build ships that have to be reworked 28 times.
True, but I love ships. I love that they keep making them. I just want them to make gameplay in at least a slightly higher ratio to ship manufacturing. Wait, what game? Let's just take a few seconds, and I'm not trying to get salty here because I love Star Citizen. But what gameplay did they actually come out with in 2019? New. When did mining come out? Was that 2018 or 19?
18 for sure.
Okay. So mining came out in 18. Any other gameplay do we have in the game besides mining?
Hand mining.
Yeah, extensions of mining. They've improved mining in 2019.
Thinking about this,
like, did we get one single gameplay loop in 2019? Harvestables are, I guess, kind of like mining though. Handheld, yeah, but handheld is an extension of mining. And caves are.
We have handheld caves in this game. Holy shit! I've been waiting for that. That's amazing.
No, but like, I don't know if we got any actual gameplay loops or new types of like major gameplay. Like, we didn't get bounty hunting. We didn't get refueling.
No, a lot of them got pushed.
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't get like reclamation. No farming. Like,
no salvaging.
There's like, yeah.
I can't wait for farming.
Yes, exactly. Me too. That's where I'm going to be at. No, but I'm not trying to be salty about it. I'm just saying like we got a lot of shit. We haven't got
this question. Yeah.
We just haven't gotten any new gameplay, like fundamental gameplay. We got improvements to some existing gameplay.
I mean, I guess like with it's not really a gameplay loop, but like with the mole, I feel like we got like for the first time a group gameplay loop.
They did tier 2 and whatever mining. Like we've got different versions of mining. Mining has gotten better. So I mean, yes, that's great, but it wasn't like a new gameplay. Yeah.
We got multi-crew, like the Hammerhead brought multi-crew. Like you can have a lot of gunners, or you can have a lot of miners.
We got a lot of content, but no new loops.
Yeah.
Like we got the female model last year. We got, which I'm telling y'all right now, I've been waiting for her. I was waiting for her. Thank you, Lord.
That's true.
Thank you, Chris Roberts. Thank you for blessing me with femininity.
I will say that there is you could make a case and argue for the fact that medical gameplay tier 0 is in the game. You could almost argue that because we have medical bays and you can heal yourself on the medical bed. It's not quite gameplay, but it's been a great addition.
More gameplay.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, that's not medical. That's respawning.
It
Like-
is, but it's
Like
nice.
that's not medical. Anything where they go, okay, here's
Well,
tier
it's not going to stay
0.
like that.
Here's tier 0 medical gameplay, but it's not going to stay like this. This is only temporary, and you just respawn on the ship. So honestly, it's not anything to do with medical. They let us respawn at the medical beds, is what they're doing. That's it. That's
Mhm.
all it is.
We
And
got
I wonder-
healed by the power of Chris Roberts.
right,
Yeah.
you don't have. There's no like I had a huge argument, not a big argument, but we had a little disagreement, me and Rolo on Twitter, about like he was arguing about the way the Carrick's laid out because the Carrick is laid out. He's like, well, what am I gonna do? Bring a stretcher up, take it all
Oh,
the
I
way to the
saw
back
that.
velvet, and come back? And I'm like, why wouldn't you
Yeah.
just bring him up the little lift? He's like, a stretcher fits in the forward lift. I'm like, does every medical emergency need a stretcher? Do we have to have stretcher gameplay now? Is there even gonna be stretchers in the game? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about this stuff here. So I mean, all these things we think about design and all that stuff. I mean, surely they have some idea what they want to do moving forward, but at the same time, Carrick rework inbound. I mean, you know, you can't use the labs. Like we just got this ship, and it's like, well, it's not done because we need the gameplay still.
They have a large elevator in the back of the Carrick. You can stretcher them all the way to the back elevator, then up, and then all the way back over.
That's what we're talking about. How he was on fire because of how impractical that was, and I said I didn't realize the Carrick was a medical ship.
It's not, but it has a medical bay, right? I guess I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
But when they add,
Think about
cold
bringing a
and hot-
stretcher on the 890.
yeah, there you go. Well, the 890, at least you can land to that medical bay like thing at the top, and then you're like one. It's the same floor to the medical room, so
Yeah.
you can stretch your way in
The
there.
rich don't need a stretcher. They're just in those little things that the guys carry on their shoulders.
Yeah.
It's true.
Or they have like the little curtains and stuff that the royalty used to like ride around
Yeah.
in.
You do
Rich
fifth
people
element, you just
backpacks.
bring the hand back
Yeah,
and just have it remapped. That's it.
but like, what about like the idea of like if you were like on a hot or cold planet and you get like frostbite or something, then we can like go to the little med bays and
Warm up.
heal
don't-
ourselves.
I don't remember any of these alien horror movies, anybody like bringing a guy in on a stretcher. He usually has an alien burst out of his chest while he's in the ship, or they're limping along carrying him shoulder to shoulder, bringing him in. Not-
Question: do you think they're gonna have parasites like aliens in the game that will like come out of your body and take over your ship?
100%.
Yes.
I want it to be, and I want it to be even more specific, where that's a whole quest series that happens with an AI.
Hmm?
Like you have to determine who of your crew's infected. Like
Yeah.
your crew may
Or
have an
you tap
infection,
into
and you're
YouTube.
going through like scanning people. Like,
Yeah.
one of you guys
want
has
this.
a
or you
worm.
scan yourself.
Yeah, like,
Do not want. Buster doesn't. I've never liked that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Hand-to-hand combat got added. I guess that's kind of like it's not a gameplay loop in the sense of a character
you
like
can rock
when I
'em,
think of
sock 'em
game-
robots.
What I guess gameplay loop's the wrong term that I'm looking for. I guess I'm trying to describe it as if you were playing an RPG, you choose a class like, oh, I'm a mage or I'm like a warrior or something. Like Star Citizen has something kind of like that where you choose like, oh, I'm a bounty hunter or I'm a dog fighter or I'm a miner or something, right? And so it seems like from a class perspective, they haven't added much. But yeah, there's the hand-to-hand combat guy. That's cool. And
Absolutely.
takedowns and stuff.
Absolutely super cool.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we're at the stage
Anyways.
of the show where we're about, usually we've got about 30 minutes left or so. So we start making sure you guys are aware that you can ask the cast questions. I know a lot of you spending money on highlighting stuff in there in comments, but if you'd like to share those comments and thoughts and have questions for the cast, you can do that through !questions in chat. Go to the forum, fill it out, and we will go through your questions and do our best to answer them for the next half hour or so. Whether it's regarding the game, our streams, anything you'd like to ask that's not political, religious, or anything like that, like you're welcome to do so. Just kind of open it up.
In-game
that-
politics is okay.
In-game politics is always okay. Anything that's like meta in-game, I'm alright with. But if we go out RL, then no, flush that stuff. Not doing it. All right. So while people are starting to do that, let's go around the room and find out when everybody's going to be streaming next, what they're going to be streaming, and where they can find you at. And we'll start with Buster.
Well, as far as my personal channel goes, I might do it tonight because I like have makeup on already. So who knows? Just pay attention to Twitter. But I normally my next stream date would be Tuesday, and I will be playing Star Citizen that day most likely. I might play Breath of the Wild tonight. But tomorrow I will be on Astropub stream doing the Spice Must Roll. We will be doing Star Trek Adventures, playing in our show called Star Trek Vasquez, where I am Commander Baaj, executive officer aboard the USS Vasquez. So there you go.
Good deal. Good deal.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
That's all Buster. Jay, how about you?
I'll probably be back to my regular Wednesday schedule, but I'm actually changing that because I might be changing that. Just pay attention to my Twitter because I'm actually becoming a regular martial arts instructor.
Ooh.
So I have to make room for that. And if you ever been at the gym and then had to come home and stream for 2 hours, and yeah, it's pretty exhausting, especially when you teach classes. So I'm kind of reevaluating my stream schedule, but next week I'll probably still stream Wednesday.
Okay. Well, and be sure to watch for his updates and stuff so you'll know what's going on with Jay at any time. And of course, TheFew. Tell us about you and where you're going to be at, when you're going to see you, and all that good stuff.
Yep. So I'm going to be streaming later tonight. Probably not Star Citizen. Maybe a Star Citizen for a little bit, and then probably Conan or something along those lines. And I may be streaming Saturday. Saturdays is kind of like a every other Saturday kind of a thing for me, so I might stream tomorrow. But definitely Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are my main days. Although unless I'm on the show here, which is one of the reasons I haven't been able to make the show lately. But it's because it conflicts with my stream time. And then sometimes Tuesday. So pretty much like most weeknights, Pacific Standard Time. Just look for me. And I play a lot of Star Citizen throughout the week. So yeah.
I as well will probably be streaming after the show here. I will be streaming Stellaris though, because it's my new game I play. That I've been really getting into. I really like the game, so maybe we'll see a mesh up of multiplayer at some point. That'd be kind of fun to play a Stellaris thing with all the rest of
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Additionally, we are doing the Carrick drawing tomorrow. So the month-long giveaway we've been doing, where you guys have been earning all the boost codes and all that stuff, that will be going down tomorrow evening at the end of the stream at the night. So you don't have to be present to win, but we will be giving out boost codes tonight and tomorrow throughout the day for that. Sunday is the final starter package giveaway for the month-long thing. We've been doing those every Sunday for everybody as well. So be sure to tune in for that. Same deal into the stream. That you also don't have to be present to win that either. And then we're going to be coming up with some new schedules starting next month. We do have an announcement probably tomorrow. We'll see on Twitter about our new month giveaway that we'll be doing. I believe it'll probably be some of the Space Bros. We'll see how many are participating. I think me and Luke and Tickles are doing it for sure. And we'll see if the other guys are interested or not. We'll be announcing that. Big spoiler, will probably be more Carrick because everybody loves it so much.
We're giving away an island in the Pacific.
Good
luck
go.
Getting there.
Good luck. Good luck. It's one of the challenges.
We're not going to tell you where it is.
Just give it to me. I'll just go there and I'll look super cute.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you where the island is or how to get there, but we'll put your name on it and it's yours.
There you go. And you're probably going to look forward to some more crossover content with us playing with other Space Bros and some other people from the community of Star Citizen here and there. So I want to make it a little bit more free flow on my channel where people can come in for a couple hours and then go play their own game or do whatever they want to do. This is going to be a little bit more organic like that for people to pick up and do that. So don't be surprised if you see me playing with Luke or even people like Buster and stuff like that in other games and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I like the crossover stuff. People
play with other people.
I know.
How dare you?
And also watch out for news in the coming month about some other games we're going to be playing, including Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. We're going to play that for a single player, though. Also, Last Oasis. I know Stellaris has got a new expansion pack coming out mid-month that I might get into. With maybe some of the late shift guys. We'll see what happens there. And then there's another game. I don't remember what it is right now. There's one more game coming out around this next month. We'll see that. Oh, yeah, Star Citizen. We'll be doing that. 3/9. So at the end of the month. It'd be fun. It'd be good. So
That would be awesome.
lots of good stuff. All right, so we only got a couple questions. We are going to look at New World, but I have inside information that that'll be a very precarious maybe, more than something to overly invest in. Just saying. I think people will be much disappointed. All right, so we got 3 questions now. So we'll go through those, and then we'll fill the rest of the time where we have remaining Talking CitizenCon stuff. All right, first question from Big George P. My buddy. Since we're supposedly getting an Idris mission in 3.9, what are the odds we'll get a surprise Ares flyable as well?
Very unlikely.
Wait, what was the question?
It was, since we're getting an Idris mission in 3.9, what are the odds we might get a surprise Ares flyable as well?
Nope, not happening.
Yeah. I'm probably going to lean towards no, because that would be a very odd release of that ship for them to like sell it as a concept, release this mission, then say, oh, look, it's flyable all of a sudden. It's a little too close together. So I don't think so. Plus, if they were going to do that, they wouldn't have released Ares at all. They would have just done a flight ready release.
Yeah, exactly.
That close, so.
Yeah, I don't buy it but it's possible that it's in the white box, like what was the Starlifter, but
Yeah.
I
don't think so. Even that, I think it's way back burner right now compared to everything.
I mean,
else.
An Ares is a reasonably easy ship to build because it doesn't have an interior; it just has the pilot seat. But still, I don't think so.
I think you need 2 things to happen for the Ares gets introduced. Number 1, you need more capitals in the game to kill than just the Idris and the 890. And B, I think you're going to see it come in when we start to get some ground gameplay, like either Pioneers bases or something. Because you got to remember the Inferno variant of the Ares is supposed to be like a strafing ground attack type vehicle. So I think they'll have something diametrically opposed in the game, or some hook they'll sell to like try to say, okay, we're bringing in this now with this other feature or something like that.
It'll be like, mount up, boys.
Yeah.
Like big ships are in the game now.
Like they'll put AA guns in or something, right? Like they'll have like static AA guns, not just the ballista, and then the Cyclone. They'll have something else like ground game.
Yeah.
I could see those ships though appearing in Theaters of War before they're released too. So I think that might be an interesting way to introduce ships too. So we might release some of that. Yeah. Next question from Big George as well. He said, with CitizenCon being such a large venue this year, what are the odds you think we'll pay $200 for tickets?
Probably. I don't think so though. I think that for CitizenCon, they're going for a huge CitizenCon, right? They've mentioned record-breaking CitizenCon. Would the community pay $200 for tickets for the people willing to go? Probably. Could they sell them for that much? Maybe, but I don't think. I think you'll see them.
It's a one-day convention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think you'll see them that high.
I think they're pretty high now for one-day convention.
For what they are, for what they are.
Yeah, I mean, $200 is how much I spent on TwitchCon, and that was 3 days.
Yeah. If anything, it might get cheaper, to be honest, because it's like the cost per ticket on something like CitizenCon is going to be expensive the less people they have going to it, because there's certain fixed costs you have to take care of regardless of how many people go. And if let's say they double the number of attendees, which I don't know if that's happening, it might not happen, but if they do, then that just means they can sell for cheaper tickets. So if anything, it'll be cheaper, but I don't think it'll be $200. Not even close.
Yeah, because you got to remember, most of the cost involved with that, other than the venue itself, is because they have a production crew there and they have other things there that they have.
Yeah, they have, and they also have to get like, I've actually worked in events like for a long time, and I used to work for a shop that did. We made booth stuff for like expos. And I mean, that can get expensive. I mean, I wasn't cheap. I painted all kinds of custom stuff for all kinds of companies doing expos. And that's the thing, is like they have to pay. Like they're not the one. I mean, they might make some of their own stuff, but really they're going to hire people out. So there's a lot of costs outside of venue, is my point. Like venue, but there's also, like he said, the production people, like the lighting, the audio.
Sure.
and and then all the expo booths and stuff like that, and just the setup. Because I mean, from this year's CitizenCon, it looked very beautiful.
They did a good job at CitizenCon in Manchester. Like, not necessarily for like the booths and surrounding stuff, although some of it was really cool. But that huge screen, like the
That's
video
an LED
presentation.
wall. That was an LED wall, and
they did a really good job.
I won't say how much those goes for at that size.
I know
but
how much.
It's
a lot.
It's not cheap.
They didn't buy it; they rented it for sure.
All that stuff's rental. That's another thing I used to work at a rental house that rented all that.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff is.
Yeah, I've looked into LED walls, and just to like put like an LED wall like maybe on the back here would cost me maybe $10,000-$15,000 or something like that. So
Just
the
for that
size,
little bit of space,
yeah, for that little space. So the size of screen they had going on at that convention, I have no idea, but it's expensive.
I mean, that's why you have rental houses. They make the investment and then they pay for it by renting it out. So.
Yep.
It's not cheap even to rent sometimes.
Yeah.
I certainly hope not that ticket prices are going to go up, because it's like it was bad enough trying to get tickets for last con being gone like in the first day. It was gone like in 5 seconds even.
Yeah, but I don't think that the ticket prices obviously could be a deterrent for that. But the biggest problem is getting venues big enough to hold all the people who want to go. Because to be honest, most people who go to CitizenCon fly there, so they're already willing to spend $1,000 plus to just go to the event regardless of ticket prices. So if you charge $500 for a ticket, you'd probably still get most people going. I don't think the cost of the ticket would be a deterrent so much in this case.
I think it would. Personally,
you think so?
I think it would. Especially like domestically here in the United States, I think it would be a deterrent.
Yeah,
I think the best thing
that'd be almost the cost of the flight.
Domestically. People would sit there and say, well, I could have gone to I could go to Frankfurt next year for the same price.
Sure,
what I mean?
but what I'm saying is the biggest issue with getting tickets available for people has to do with the number of tickets they're selling. And plus, I think Austin, CitizenCon in Austin was like only, I don't remember how many tickets they sold, but I think they had 2,000 total available seats maybe or something like that. And they didn't sell out for months when they sold that. So it's just about availability and them just doing the selling the tickets the right way. But
I think they have different levels of ticket too, usually.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they didn't last year. Last year the ticket levels were the same in Manchester, but in Austin they were just different levels. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think logistically they figured out the 2 levels of tickets probably weren't worth the logistical effort they had to do.
Yeah.
Just to hook people up of a higher tier with like a little different swag. It was a little bit weird,
Yeah, that's just
in Austin, anyways. Because remember that table, like everybody waited to get in, and then everybody had to go get their swag. And it was
made it sound like the top tier thing was going to give you access to something else, and it was like you get there, and it's like, okay, this is. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know, Luke. I thought in Austin, the white couch for the Legatus members, I felt really exclusive, 5 feet away from everybody else with a little rope around there. I thought, hey, this is worth all the effort. F the spaceships, F the game. I'm glad I bought a nicer car worth of stuff here, and I got to sit on a futon 5 feet away from the other guy without a bartender. I thought that was perfect.
Right. The best part about the Legatus Lounge at Austin was literally just to get the coin. I thought that was like the only thing. Like I really didn't care about anything else. But you have this coin, and even that was kind of like, oh. But still, it was like
the coin, the super coin of power. It's just like the cards we all bought, when you were concierge back then. You're like, oh, this is gonna be VIP exclusive access, everything. And it's like, you got a card? Oh, that's cool, dude. I'm glad you got a card.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're concierge. It's like, and you get to the event, and like everybody's concierge.
Yeah, it's like. I honestly think you want to talk about a good perk. They should give free tickets to the Legatus members to the venue.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It's a one-day event. I'm just saying, CIG.
Or have an after party.
Well, no, I don't. It'd be 5 dudes.
God, CIG just needs to hire me for events. Come on.
There we go.
Let's go handle our Legatus members.
I would do so good
It'd be the smallest, nerdiest party you ever see. It'd be me, Luke, and like 5 other guys hanging out on a white sofa in Austin.
Everybody in chat, raise your hand if Buster should go work the events for for CIG.
Come on, I like for Legatus, I could make like mac and cheese with like gold leaf on it. It would be so
awesome. You must obviously think there's more Legatus than there are.
There's actually in the Austin event.
We found out how many Legatus there are.
Well, At least I think so, because we went to the event and I was like, one of the most interesting things was they had a sheet of people who were legata in, who were allowed in, and I was like, can I see this sheet, please? Thank you very much. And I'm looking through it, and there was like 100 something people in 2018 who were legati. So it's a reasonable amount, not like a huge amount, but a reasonable amount of people. So
That's a lot of money.
Mac and cheese with gold leaf, with edible gold leaf on it, Noobifier. You've never had
it's so
edible
good.
gold? I
Dude,
have, 'cause I'm fancy.
if I drink enough beer and eat that, I'd look like I have a grill. It'd be hot.
I use face mask that has 24 karat gold in it because it makes me glow.
Oh,
My teeth would be blinging. Like gold leaf teeth. It'd be perfect.
No,
It'd be
I don't
great.
like gold teeth.
It'd be perfect, man. They'd be all excited.
yeah. But I'm excited to go back to LA. I'm excited to go back to LA. I lived in LA for like a few years, and I haven't been back since I moved away. So I want to go back and see my old place and hang out with some of my friends who I haven't seen forever. And I don't know, it'll be fun. I'm really excited about LA. I know it sucks that it's going to be downtown, the convention thingy, but overall.
Well, and, you know, part of me was like, I was talking to Phantom about this, and he's taking his wife and his daughter down there too, because they're going to go shopping when he's at the event.
Sure.
Because again, it's a 1-day event. But he was talking about maybe staying in Santa Monica.
Yeah, I used to live in Santa Monica. It's great there.
I was wondering, you know, that's something we need to talk about. Like, where's everybody centralizing at? Because if it's a 1-day event, it might be easier to stay somewhere else that we can gather up and do stuff, and then go into.
Yeah, maybe. I'm probably going to try to stay near the conference for the nights that the event's happening. But if I end up staying down there for slightly longer for one reason or another, then I might have a secondary place or something. We should all talk about it.
Talk about that. So stay tuned to the SpaceBro Discord where we're all talking about it. We want to include all you guys, obviously, because we do want to meet up with everybody. The whole reason I go to these things is to talk to all you. Because I can watch it, to be honest, much like football games, more comfortably from home.
Oh, absolutely. It's way better. CitizenCon, from a content perspective, is way better to watch from home.
Yeah, because you get to see everything there. We spent 95% of our time just talking to people, and I honestly missed every event at Austin because I wanted to talk to people. I didn't care about the events. I saw the keynote, and that was it.
Yeah, my first CitizenCon experience was 2017 from home. And it was the Frankfurt one, and it was really good. It was really fun to watch everything from home and participate in Twitch and talk to people and all that stuff. So, that
was my first trip outside the country, was Frankfurt. That was really fun.
Nice.
So it was like, actually, so to me, that has more value in spending a lot of money, because I get to go to another country and experience that on top of, you know, doing all the things. So
there you go. We could do Legata's party in like Cozumel, because Cozumel's beautiful and it's Caribbean. Come on, let's do it. I'm not Legatus, but
except all the Legatas spend all their money on spaceships. So, but we could do it anyways.
I'll take everybody diving. I'll show them where the sharks and the turtle. There's turtles. We can go look at the turtles.
That's where the turtles went.
Go. All right, let's see where we at. Oh, apparently I asked the next question.
It's true, you did.
Says I want to know from Luke, why are you so much better at flying spaceships than Star Citizen than me? Please teach me how to fly. Can you do that?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
All right, I appreciate that. We'll take some time out. We should do a stream of that. Like you just literally teaching me how to fly a spaceship.
TheFew flight school. Got it. Yeah, we're doing it.
It'd be perfect. I'll bring my helmet.
And then fashion school afterwards.
Oh, it's true.
And then Gladiator Trident asks a decent question. I like this. Says, do you think CIG was holding back on Squadron 42 info due to the lawsuit that was ongoing? And now the lawsuit is finally finished, we will be seeing a lot more info on Squadron 42. Quit typing questions, Luke.
I'm just trying to like give some love in chat for something.
Okay.
I couldn't figure it out how to. Maybe you can do something. Okay. Anyways.
I'm gonna go with yes.
Exclamation mark fam or exclamation mark.
Okay. Got it.
Stuff, so bros, there you go.
Thank you. Sorry, let's continue.
Thank you for the raid.
I would say it could be 50-50. It could be because of the lawsuit they didn't want to confirm or deny details, but it could also be just CIG just sitting on their hands.
For what again? Sorry, I forgot the conversation.
So
I was busy.
basically, what the question was do you think CIG was holding back on Squadron 42 info because of the ongoing lawsuit with
Nope.
Crytek, or do you
Nope.
think they were waiting to for it to finish, and now we'll see a lot more info because it's done?
No, they're holding back on it because they're trying to work on it and get it out so we can enjoy it.
Mhm.
And they've given us a lot of info about the game already. I think that when they go into full marketing, they're not there yet. I mean, the fact that we haven't seen a new demo that's like Cyberpunk set 2077 kind of esque demo of the game is because they just don't have it ready yet. That's my opinion. As soon as they have it ready and they're like basically into polish mode for the game, you're going to see some marketing come out for it, and they're going to have dates and say, oh, this is coming out in like 6 months or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's my thoughts, but
I don't want it spoiled.
Yeah, I have to agree, though. I don't think that they're holding back on Squadron 42 because of the lawsuit. I do think another flag in the corner that Squadron 42 might be much closer for release time now is the fact that they were urging to settle that lawsuit.
yeah.
Because before, they had no reason to. They could have let it perpetuate it out forever. They didn't care. But I think maybe, Ortwin and everybody else was like, we probably should handle this Crytek shit before we drop this game.
Maybe.
I could see it. Why would you want the headache? If it was an easy settle, I would have settled it. Just that way it doesn't impact my game delivery.
That's true. Although right now Crytek's trying to like pull out of the suit, and they want to come back later when the game comes out.
Right, and
CIG's
that's
trying to
exactly
hold
why
them into it.
Yeah, that's why I'd either settle and end it, or I'd be like, you're not getting crap. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we'll settle and be done with this. Because what they don't want to have happen is it drop, it be a hit, and then they're dealing with that muddling in the background. Because there's no reason for it. Even if it's meritless, it's a fucking headache you don't want to deal with when you're trying to flip the script, keep that promoted, finish the PU game, and then also make chapter 2. I mean, it's just like, why?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Just bury it.
Yeah.
So, that's what I think. Let's see. One more question. And then we can talk a little bit, just a couple more minutes about the other, and then we'll wrap it up. When do you predict Salvage will start getting back to the game, Tier 0, this or next year, do you think? Do you think we'll see Salvage come back in the roadmap at all this year, or do you think it's going to be a purely next year thing? Or...
Well, we don't have the roadmap updated yet, right? Yeah. So do I think, I mean, this is a chance for it to happen. But as far as like gameplay loops that seem to be more tied into other gameplay loops, it doesn't particularly seem that important. I mean, it's fun. Everybody wants to do it, and I'm not trying to say that's not going to be a great game mechanic. It's just not entirely like tied into anything else. But they've already done a lot of work on it, right? Didn't they have it like they didn't work on it in the past? So I assume that they're like they have to know kind of where they want to go with it, even if they haven't like finished it. So
I mean, wouldn't game economics need to be set better in stone and put forward more before like we can sell things? Because I mean, you can't go to a store and sell back a component right now. I mean, I would think little things like that would need to come forward before salvage is ever viable to be put back into the roadmap.
I would agree with you. I think that the other thing to consider is salvage not only has to be viable, but you need more persistence in the game. So Rex actually persist, or else salvage would come in and it'd be really hollow. It'd be, it's a mission, right? It'd have to be a predetermined mission to come in right now. It's not a real wreck you're doing off a fight because there's no ship persistence to that degree.
Yeah.
And not to mention the fact that salvage also inherently, I think, needs repair in the game before you have salvage. Because who wants to get a component out of a ship? Maybe you need to tweak it and repair it before you can resell it or use it. You know?
Absolutely. I don't see the value of it until a lot of other stuff gets in the game. So I don't think they're going to do it, but you never know. They release stuff in weird orders sometimes.
Yeah, if they do it, I think it'll be hollow and have to be completely reworked.
Yeah. I want to kind of build on why I think it's not going to come in for a while on a different perspective from you guys, because mining is being used to define VFX, to define hand tools, define how ship will behave doing its intended purpose. So I think they're getting the pipeline, so to speak, for FPS mechanics and chip mechanics down, and then we'll start seeing the effects that mining had on UI and chips and FPS start to bleed over into those other mechanics like salvage and repair. But I agree that economy has to come in first.
Yeah.
For it to make sense.
But
sure.
And
but from an
go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
From an engineer's perspective, you would want to build on like the VFX and the sounds that you have for certain aspects that you already engineered.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think with gameplay loops, they're a little more conscious about two things. First off, if it's not related to Squadron 42, I don't think they're going to touch it, because anything that's cohesive between the two games, I think they're going to focus on more, especially from an engineering and development standpoint. And most of that right now is going to focus around the AI, whether the AI using tools, the AI functioning, the AI in the universe, the AI how they interact, the AI how they choose their weapons and do all their stuff. Because there's physicality things that need to happen in both the single player game and in multiplayer for it to be really good single player. Or else it's just not going to be believable in that. You're not going to be able to have guys walking into walls like they do right now in the PU, or else it's going to be a really lame game. I don't care if Mark Hamill's flying my wingman if the AI is crashing into rocks and not knowing how to work, right? So it's one of those things they got to focus on there. And the second thing is, I think they're a lot more conscious about the gameplay loop importance, and they want to bring out more, even if it's tier 0, a more completed feature set that makes sense for the missions and the other content they're bringing into the game. I don't think they're ready to go back and rework the Reclaimer. I don't think they're ready to deliver the Vulture or anything. Until they're ready to do those two things, I don't think they're even going to touch salvage at all. They want to have that. They want to have the other elements there, because they don't want to give you a hollow set like, hey, go salvage the ship. Oh, good job. That was the mission. Because that's all they'd be able to do right now. You cut away the stuff, you take it, and it's like mission complete. It'd be a nerd box turn-in mission for you. And that's all it'd be.
I don't like the idea of them delivering game mechanics that just feel like they're checking boxes of just like, oh, here we delivered a salvage. It just doesn't.
No, we've had that already, and I feel like we're beyond that in developmental wise in this. So give me the whole thing or don't give me any of it, in my opinion. It can be version 0, but it needs to be a complete loop.
And what I really want to see in the game, which isn't even a gameplay like mission type, which is just like you said, components. Just get components into the game, make them fully workable, make that whole system like functional, and you already have something amazing. You can already salvage without salvage being in the game once you have that. You could get onto somebody's ship and open up their shield generator and pull out mini components and then run away with them and then put them in your ship.
Wouldn't it make sense to also have, I don't know, personalized inventories actually work in the game? And we still have a bag of holding.
Are
we going to go out and salvage with a bag of holding? I mean, that's what we're doing. Oh, there's like 48 subcomponents. That's okay. I can hold them all. You know, it's like, so some of these things, they need tier 1 or 2 or 3 in other areas before that even makes sense in the game. Otherwise, it's going to be hollow. It's like Luke said, it's going to be a check the box. You did a mission, it's salvaging. Thank God we put it in there, pat on the back. And people are going to rage. People lose their shit over it. It's not going to feel any better than it is doing the other crap. Right
I still stand by what Luke says is get components working, because once they get components working, then the flight model will start working as intended.
Ooh, that's a bold statement.
Well, think about it. They're moving from a baked flight model, which was 2.6, to actually having the power plant, the coolers, and all of them physicalized components. And if you fuck with any component, then you fuck with how your ship flies.
I feel you there, and they could tune that to one way or the other. But here's the thing. It's kind of like going out and buying a brand new car. You got your wheels, you got your insurance, you got the gasoline, you're ready to go make your road trip, and you don't have a destination. And that's where they're at with the flight model. The flight model, they don't know where the fuck they're going with it. Half the time they're like, well, we're going to try this and do that. Oh, we're going to switch it back over here. You can't complete it until you know where you want to go. And you can't take every ounce of feedback from the community and read as gospel, because all we're going to do is we're going to have diametrically opposed ideas on this. Make a decision, go there with it, say this is where it's staying, and be done. That's my opinion.
all flight models end in the crater anyways. So let's just
right with Luke.
talk
He's like, let me choose the flight model. I know we're going. We're going down, baby. We're going straight down. Doesn't matter if we hover mode, direct that. You know,
any flight model that gives me the most interesting crater is the best flight model.
right. Yeah, I mean, and you know, it's and I hate to be a negative Nancy on that too, but it's like when I watch John Crew and I can't remember the other guy's name talk about the flight model stuff, and then they're like, "Oh,
David
we want,
Coulson.
yeah, David, we want to make it more realistic." I'm like, "Oh, I'm just face palming." I'm like, "Can we just make sure it's fun and it's good to use?"
But
it's like the more realistic stuff. I know, like the joystick guys are going, "Woo!"
Yeah.
and then the guys who use Xbox controllers are going, "Oh." You know,
I do want aspects of it to be more systemic. Realistic maybe is too strong of a word, but like where it's
make it
systemic,
fun.
like right, but systemic in the sense that like it behaves in like when they don't build things like, for example, like the this isn't part of the flight model specifically, but like the burn-in effect when you come into atmosphere, how like right now it just forms a cone on the front of your ship, right? Obviously that's temporary. Like one of the things that I love about what they're developing right now, they showed off in one of those videos a few weeks ago, was how as you're coming into atmosphere and the burn-in with the like the drag and the speed, I don't know, that stuff looks really cool. I know it's not flight model related, but there's a lot of really systemic type visual fixes they're making to the game that is just, oh man, I'm so excited for
and
it.
I'm cool with all that, but and I'm not arguing for one flight model or the other. Just choose one, lock it down, be done with it. I'm tired of the debate on it. I really am. I'm like, just do one or the other. I don't care. I don't care at this point. It's like when the kids fight. I don't care. Choose one. Just be done with the damn thing.
And the thing is, you're not going to be able to please everybody because I know obviously there's a lot of people who want the ships to be more maneuverable, side like strafing and stuff like that.
Awesome.
I agree and disagree. Like it's like I actually like the boatiness of it. However, I think that there's a place for somebody should be able to sacrifice weight or something on their ship to get that extra like lateral acceleration. Like whatever. Like let them like figure it out, and they can make the game balanced where everybody can maybe find their niche. But I don't know. I don't have any really strong words about it, I guess. But I kind of like the boaty feel that you get in some of the ships. But I know that would piss a lot of people off who really like the fast, responsive dogfighters because it lets them pwn people. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I really don't care because I adapted to either one, and I'm just like, you know. And as somebody who's invested significant time and money into the game, I don't give a shit. I bought the game and I backed the game to play with my buddies and move beyond this. So let's lock this down and move the fuck on. If we don't know where we want to be in a flight model after 6 years, I think that's a huge issue. Let's just choose one. You can tweak it later. Say, this is what we're doing. No more talk about it. We're done.
Yeah.
My view is that I'm done talking about, the flight model because, those components have to mean something for flight.
They'll make it mean something, but we don't know what it means till they choose what it's going to fly like. So it's like this one's going to handle hover mode, or this one's going to handle the pressure of the atmosphere on your loins when you're doing 3Gs upside down backwards. And, and with I'm like, whatever. I don't care. Just choose something. Choose something. That's true. Make it work, and there you go. Because it's holding up a lot of other shit at this point, in my opinion.
And when we talk about flight model, and I know we're basically wrapping this conversation up, it involves much more than just like thrusting around and dogfighting. It's like even quantum has like massively changed throughout the patches recently.
Fuels, everything else. I mean, there's so much stuff that ties into all that. They just need to do something and go with it.
Yep.
All right.
But anyways, alpha.
Alpha. All right, so that wraps about everything else. We're about out of time, so we'll continue our CitizenCon conversation in the threads on SpaceBro Discord. So feel free to do that, guys. I'm very anxious to hear where everybody's staying at or what everybody's plans are, because I'm trying to plan my probably almost week-long visit there so I can see everybody and hang out. Maybe we'll even have an event if we knew an event planner.
That's being worked on.
That can have all our stuff, like our stuff and all the other content creators. I'd totally love a big meetup. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
it'd be fun. So other than that, I think we're done, guys.
Woohoo!
Everybody knows when to see everybody, so check out everybody's channels. Make sure to follow them on Twitter and every other platform they're on socially. And we'll take a brief pause here on my channel. We'll come right back, and we're going to play Stellaris. So if you want to watch Star Citizen, you'll have to go to one of those. But we are going to do Streamlators and give out carrot codes, and so we can play Star Citizen tomorrow. So,
all right,
well,
guys.
thanks
for having me.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for being
Thanks.
here. I really do
It
appreciate
was
it.
fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. We love your faces. See you later.
Hmm.